Hey, what's going on, guys? Enrique here. So I talked to two photographers recently that told me that Peter McKinnon was their favorite photographer. Now, that might not surprise you a whole bunch, but it did me a little bit because I've known of Peter as a YouTuber. I've seen his videos. I love them. He's got an amazing personality. But the one thing I don't know about Peter is what his actual photography work is about. I don't know what clients he shot for. I don't know what kind of work he does. I've seen some landscape type of work, but I don't know much about what his photography stands for. So the fact that he's such an influential figure to young photographers, and he's probably one of the most famous photographers out there because of his large following, I really wanted to take some ideas that he's used to build his brand that I think every photographer could use to grow their own business and really level up their game. These are a few ideas that I'm trying out myself. So let's talk about what those are. So idea number one is to build a platform. The photography world is really competitive and there's so much good talent out there. So the idea of having a platform, a place where you can show up consistently and talk about your work, share ideas, and not only that, but share your personality too. That I think gives you such an advantage, and I think that's where Peter has an advantage over so many other really talented photographers. He's putting out there not just his work, but his personality. You're getting to know him. The way I did it for a long time is I would work on my photo projects. I would put my work out there, and then I would put it on my website, share a little bit on social media of just the work itself. And in a way, I was expecting the images to speak for themselves, and that's such a mistake that I learned the hard way personally. The other thing that photographers do sometimes is they'll create a bio page, and that's supposed to give a little information about them and show a photo. But having a platform where you show up consistently as yourself, as a person, that gives you such an advantage over everyone else because clients feel like they already know you. You're starting to build that relationship where they can get to know you just by going on your content, watching a video, seeing what you're all about. You build trust with clients over time and with your audience. Because if people don't see you, they're frankly going to forget that you exist. And this is a relationship business, and it's all about building trust. The way I did it in the beginning was about just doing it one-on-one with clients. But I think the advantage of having a platform is that you put out a piece of content that gets seen by thousands of people, in his case, millions. Now, when I talk about building a platform, I'm not necessarily talking about just going on social media and posting. I'm talking about being strategic with what you post and talking about your work in ways that also add your own personal touch, your own personality, and just being really consistent with that content. So that brings me to point number two, which is tell stories. Stories are like the emotional glue that helps you connect with other people. I was at the barber shop getting my hair cut, and the barber and I were having small talk, and he asked me what I do for work. So I tell him that I'm a photographer, and he says, "Oh, me too. I'm getting into photography. I'm learning." So we're having a conversation about it. I'm asking him questions. I ask him who his favorite photographer is, who's influencing him to make work, and he tells me it's Peter McKinnon. And that was the inspiration for this video. Now, that right there was a story. What a story does is it takes you into the person, it puts you there with them. In this case, I was just telling you about my experience at the barber shop, but what a lot of people like Peter and Casey Neistat, they actually take you on a journey with them in vlog format, and you really connect with them through those stories because human beings just love stories. A lot of the commercial work that I booked was from meeting with clients, looking over the photos and just telling stories about them, and clients used to love that. One of the big reasons for me starting this photography channel was to come and just tell some stories about the work, just show up and really connect. Whenever you can, tell more stories, and Peter is really great at doing that. Which brings me to point number three, which is build an audience. And this is where the whole game really shifts, because it used to be that, you would put your work together, build a portfolio, market it to clients, and then you would just work for clients developing images that they would then place either in a magazine, or they would go to some media company and pay them for their audience. But with this new wave of creators, they've been building their own audiences, so a lot of brands and sponsors will come to them directly, not just to produce the work, but even more for their audience, which is what the brands really care about. So if photographers really want to cross that threshold where they become their own media companies and they have so much more leverage, building an audience is the way to go. It really has changed a lot the game for creators. And Peter, his audience is huge. I mean, the guy is just so likable, and I think he's got 5 million subscribers at this point when I'm making the video. So if you can, start telling stories, put out content, and build an audience. That's my goal for this channel. These ideas that I'm sharing in this video, it's things that I'm gonna be implementing myself. They're not new ideas. Peter is just an example of a guy who does it really, really well. So much so that he's become known for as a photographer when a lot of people can't even recall any of his images. They don't even know what type of photographer he is. He's taken that position in your mind. If you like what I'm putting out so far, please hit the subscribe button and follow along, and I will catch you on the next one. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.